It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Coach Holladay, and I'm the head football coach at Etowah High School.
Coach, tell us a little bit how you got into your coaching career from the beginning to now.
My father was a high school football coach. My brother was a high school football coach. It was just something that thought I was supposed to do, and so getting in, that's where I was. My father was a high school football coach for 42 years. My brother's now a superintendent, but he was a high school football coach for many years. So football was just in my blood. It's what I wanted to do, and really never in doubt what I was going to do was coach high school ball.
Coach, you're married with 2 kids. Tell us a little bit about how your family, how they inspire you and probably drive you to do better and be a good father.
Well, that's a big deal to me, is being a good father and a good husband. And that's something that, when you pray daily, that's 2 of the things that's high on my priority. And so I've been married 25 years this July.
Awesome.
To my wife, and because of the football coaching carousel, that's a difficult gig, is being a coach's wife. And 2 boys. One's a sophomore at South Alabama. He's walked on. He's playing football at South Alabama's quarterback. And then my youngest is an 8th grader, and he's a football basketball player. And so both of them are love to compete, love the athletics and football. And my oldest, I think, is probably going to. I've tried to steer him toward the college coaching a little bit, but his desire is to coach. My youngest, I'm not sure. He's just 14, so we'll see about that. But it's something we've enjoyed, and it's been a blessing in my life to be around his kids, to develop them in other ways besides athletically. So, been a blessing.
Awesome. For the people that's never seen you coach before, what should people expect from you on the sidelines at Etowah Jim Glover Field on Friday nights? Like, how intense are you as a coach?
Eesh, probably too intense. If in an interview somebody were to ask me my weakness and my strength, is probably the same thing, and that's passion. I'm a passionate person, and so the work that these kids put in, these coaches put in, they're out there on Friday nights to get there. So I'm probably a little bit more passionate than the average coach. So I don't know. I am intense. Football is especially on the defensive side, you can play with a little emotion. The opposite side, you got to stay focused a little bit more. But the defensive side, you can play with a little bit of emotion. So, and not you can on offense. I'm just saying that the passion side and emotion. But I do like to get excited. I like for kids to play excited. I like for us to have a good time. So I'm not one to stand around with my hands in my pocket.
Awesome. What was it about Etowah that you've seen that intrigued you to come here? Tradition,
history. It's a place where expectations are to win and win big. A lot, I don't have to go over who's played here and who hadn't. We all know that, but a lot of big time players, a lot of people have gone on to do great things, and it's a place that things are different than they were 20 years ago when I got into this business, 25 years ago, and Etowah is still competing. And football and athletics at Etowah High School, not just football, but it is important. It's important to our community, and in my profession, that's big. That's big that people still want to win, and the kids want to work hard to win. And then our administration, who you work for is a big deal, and so our administration here, our superintendent principal, to work for those men is a big deal for me.
Awesome. What do you think the single most important thing in building a successful program or maintaining a successful program like Etowah's is?
The single most important thing is probably integrity. That we do things the right way all the time. That we never settle for second. So integrity is what I would say, is that we just, it doesn't matter. When somebody's not looking, we're still doing the right things, the right way.
Awesome. You had things rolling when you were at Walker from 2007 to 2012. Talk about those teams and how special they were to you. I believe you had a 52-17 record at that time.
Probably there. We had some good teams. It was, if you go back to Clay Chalkline, Hamilton, we had good teams there. But at Walker, we had some good teams. We had a team in 10 that Coach Yancey was at Briarwood, and when we showed up, Coach Yancey, and of course we're friends, and Coach said one of us is going to play at Auburn, and unfortunately they beat us 17-14, and they played at Auburn that year. So that was a good run. Jasper was a good place for me and my family to live. Some of the greatest friends I've ever had and will ever have lived there. Jackson, my oldest, did most of his growing up there. And it was a good place. It was a community. It was a city system. It was and it was just things were run well, and we were fortunate to have some good players and some success coming through there.
When you go home at night, away from practice, football games, whatever, what's your getaway? What do you do to relax?
That's a good question. Used to, I might say I might do some hunting. Used to, I might say play some golf, but I haven't done much of either one of those lately. But I do enjoy those two things. But it's really spending time with my family, with my two boys, my wife, and my friends. So, I enjoy during the season. So if you're saying practice, I enjoy Thursday nights. I enjoy Saturday afternoons. I enjoy watching ball.
Oh.
All right, I enjoy watching ball around a group of friends.
Right.
With some buffalo chicken dip and my wife's gonna make. I do enjoy that. Okay, I enjoy spending time with quality people. That's a big deal to me. So spending time with family and friends is a big deal because it's a grind during the season.
Great. What kind of music will we catch you listening to in your car?
Anything under the sun. The only thing, and I tell my kids this, that the only thing that I really struggle with a little bit, and I'm trying because we play it in the weight room, is more the rap music right now. Mm-hmm. Now, I've always listened to some rap music.
Snoop Dogg or Tupac or something.
Yeah, I've always listened to that. But the rap music today, and I'm trying because that's what they want to listen to. So I try to stay on that edge with those kids like it. But now I'm where I used to not be. You can find me listening to some contemporary Christian music. I love
awesome.
it. I love it. I mean, so it just depends on what type of mood I'm in. But now, Def Leppard and some of the '80s hair bands, I love that.
Sir.
Okay, I like country music. I'm not so much on the Waylon Willie and the Boys. I mean, I'm more
Luganbaugh, Texas.
Yeah, I mean, I will listen to that, but I'd probably listen to more modern country, which is more pop music when I grew up. But so anything, besides classical or jazz music, I'll probably listen to it.
Gotcha. Coach, we would shut this interview off right now and went to Silver Lakes, played a round of golf. What do you think you'd shoot?
Right now?
Right now.
I probably couldn't break 90. Now, that hurts me to say that. I need you to understand. But, golf's a deal that you got to play to be good at.
It's true.
And I have not played. And so, and being a competitor, boy, I struggle with that, okay? So if I were to go out there, so it's something that I haven't putted in a while, and your short game would really go by the wayside. So if it was today, I don't know. I mean, I'd love to say 79.
Who's a coach at the next level that you really admire, have a tremendous amount of respect for?
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of them, probably. And there's some that's had some issues. Man, I had some respect for them. They've had some issues. You cannot not talk about a college football coach without talking about Coach Saban. Okay? So, Coach Saban, you need to dig deep because I think he is a mastermind psychologist. Even though he brings professionals in on that side, I think he's a mastermind psychologist. So you take those little things from him. The X's and O's, that's fine. But you take those things from Coach Saban. He said, I think somewhere that I saw, I'm not even sure where, that he was the most competitive person on earth, and I'd like to challenge him somehow to that.
Maybe it's Silver Lakes.
I believe, and I love to compete, and a fierce competitor. I'd like for somebody, hey man, that guy loves to compete. So, but a guy like that you look at and you just know he does. But there's other guys in the profession, and so I have a relationship with Jeremy Pruitt, with Chip Lindsey. Been knowing those guys. Those guys were in high school ball, so I've been knowing those guys. But you take things from several. Coach is one though that you study, and you study. You try to find the stuff that's not out there for everybody else to know, or they look past it. You try to get to that. What are we doing to motivate these kids? What is he trying to keep their mindset at? And that's the stuff, because of the focus. Because to me, the biggest distractor that's the devil is a cell phone. Okay, and it is just a distractor because it's a cell phone, and it's a constant everyday distractor. So it's just different. Kids are a little bit different because of that. They still want to succeed. It's just different. So you got to find a little bit different ways to motivate them. But we're still going to work hard. But you look for those things from coaches who are successful and who maintain success. It's not just a fly by night, or it's not just once you establish a program and your athletes are similar, you do that. But Coach Saban has been drawing in the best athletes, there. And he's got them. And so it takes the Jimmys and Joes. But when you get that, Coach Sweeney is another one that you look at. Two totally different ends of the spectrum. The way they do things. Saban is hard, and Coach Sweeney is not. So you try to take both of them. Okay. Because Coach Sweeney and I were, again, he was at Alabama, me and him were in a buddy of ours wedding together. So it's been years ago, but those guys are the two tops in college football right now because they got the best two programs. So you try to take away the best stuff that fits what we can do from those guys. And so you have to study those guys, is what you have to do. And then, John Wooden, different sport, but man, you love to read that stuff. And then you take Bill Belichick. So the book that he had, I have to go back and look at some of that. But you look at the way the programs run. It's not so much the X's and O's don't change. The verbiage changes basically. I'm just telling you. The verbiage changes of how you do things, but and the pace you want to run. But the other stuff's what matters. Okay, so that's me. I'm a character guy. How we treat kids, the process of how we do things. How we do things daily, what our expectations are. That's what you got to that's what you got to steal from those great ones.
Awesome. Do you personally love the wins more or hate the losses?
I hate to lose. Okay. So therefore, when you hate to lose, you strive to win, I think. And so I hate to lose more than I like to win. Okay. I don't know if that makes sense. But I don't like to lose.
That's exactly what I was asking. I like it. All right, here's your curveball, Coach. If we're casting a movie, what actor's going to play you and why?
I don't know. That's a really good question. I like Chris Pratt.
Okay. Yeah, he's good.
I don't know why he'd be me, but I like him. Okay. He's just, from what I understand about him from a distance and read about him a little bit, he's a no-nonsense, doesn't care what Hollywood thinks. He's going to do it his way, and so let's use that guy.
Right. He's versatile. He's a really good actor.
Yes, he is. He really is.
All right, back to a coaching question right here. How important is this spring training coming up for you for the success going into your off season, and then obviously carrying over into the fall?
Well, it's big. You don't put a lot of stock in spring training. What it is development, and it is how we're going to do things. And so the kids got to know how we're going to practice and what the expectations are. But in the springtime in high school, man, kids are worn out. So we got some 3-sport athletes, albeit football, basketball, track, football, baseball, basketball. 2-sport athletes just coming out of baseball. Just got done running sectional track meet. You got to take those things in consideration. Kids are struggling. Teachers are struggling. It's just the way it is in school. It's a grind at the end of the year. So we're going through spring at the end of the year. I can't put too much stock into it. But what I need is for our kids to understand how we do things. So we condense the practice. We don't make it too long. We don't focus on the negatives. We just create an environment for us to be successful every day, and we try to get better every day. It is important to establish how we're going to do things, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, so it is important. It is important that we established this is how we're going to do things on the grass. We're not going to walk on the grass. We're not going to lay around on the grass, and we're going to hit when it's time to hit. So it's important that we establish things that we need to establish, but we won't be very good. And so for us to play a spring game, I'm not sure, because we're not going to be very good. So if somebody comes and watches us and they hadn't seen us practice, and we don't do as well in the spring game, boy, then you get some, I don't know how good they're going to be. But so I'm not sure, and I enjoy playing an opponent. I do it for the kids because they need to have something to look forward to. They enjoy that side to compete against. But it's not about, if we were to play always, spring game, fall jamboree, never, that's not, that win is not the most important thing for me. That win is not. That is for us to see how many kids we can play. It is to see what this kid can do over here. And so it's about what kids can do, where. So that's spring for me.
Awesome. Having a proven coach like Coach Holladay returning to the staff, I think is a huge positive. His defense was statistically one of the best defenses in the state last year. Talk a little bit about your relationship with Coach Holladay so far to this point, and moving forward, keeping him on the staff.
Well, it's all of them right now. You're just trying to establish a relationship because we're coaches, but you don't know, okay? And my two biggest things is trust and communication. Now, I believe in my marriage, or for anything to be successful, you must have those two components. I believe those are, if you're the CEO at Apple, you need to have those. You need to be an effective communicator. The people got to trust you, and you need to be able to trust them. So we're establishing that with all coaches right now. It's Coach Holliday's. Yeah, I mean, you put that up, and what our defense did last year was phenomenal. So you want to keep good people around. But what we're doing is just trying to establish those relationships, trying to understand the verbiage of what things, because Coach Knowles and I are close. Now, he's probably the reason I'm here, because of the communication he and I had. We've been friends for a long time. He is one of the reasons I'm here. And so, but I'm not Drew at the end of the day. I'm not Coach Knowles. And so we do things differently. It's just human. We're just two different people. So we want to be as successful as they've been, and even more the last 2 years, because it created a lot of success in terms of wins and losses. And so we want to continue that and even go forward with it, but I'm not that person. So that's it's just a little different.
Okay. Coach, finally, tell me, moving forward outside of football, what do you hope these young men gain from having you as a mentor and a coach in their lives away from the football field?
Great question. And to the point is, I want them to be better fathers, better husbands, better sisters. And that's not on their mindset right now, okay? Right now, it's Fortnite and girls and football. That's what their mindset is right now. But what we want to establish is how to think like a winner every day, okay? And 24/7. Not just flip the switch, come in here and be a football player and be a loser in math or be a loser on social media. We want to think like a winner all the time, and we want to walk and act as a man of character. And so that's us. We want to do things prideful in a way that we represent our school, our community, our parents, our coaches, our administration in a positive manner. If they do those things and we establish good habits, then hopefully later in life they will continue those habits. Moms and daddies do a great job raising, but me as a parent, being a parent is one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do in life. So anytime we can help those parents do those things, then I think that's what our role is. If our role is just wins and losses, we're in the wrong business. We are to make these young men better. We are to try to help these young men become better citizens, better fathers, better husbands. That's what we want. That's it.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Yeah, man.